All right, so now we are going to work on the pocket, the lining. So we're going to work on the zipper pocket. Now, I'm doing an overlay, so I cut out an overlay. I use a simple overlay that I have a pattern for. There's, like I've said before, there are many patterns for, or downloads for overlays on the internet. I believe Sew Yours has some. So I just cut that out, and now and I stuck it down. What I did was I found my centers, and then I found the center of this zipper overlay. I measured down 1 3/4 because, no, 1 1/2. I measured down 1 1/2 and drew a line down the center to connect these notches with chalk. And then I put the center on that, the center of the overlay on that line, and then just eyeballed it and straightened it out. So now we are going to top stitch around the outer of the overlay to tack it down. Hey Molly, what's it doing, babes? Huh? What's it doing? You already went outside, girl. And I'm not going to back stitch because I'm going to pull threads through the back. You heard Mom talking, didn't you? Yeah, you heard Mom talking. And you had to see what was going on. Yeah, you had to come see what was going on. Nosy little girl. Nosy little girl. I try the best I can to match my overlay to my pattern. Sometimes I'll use the same color as outside, but since I've got a chocolate brown outside and this is white, I didn't want it to be so contrasting, so I decided to use a white overlay. And that's what scrap pieces are good for. That's why I got a laundry basket full of scraps. And then some, and a couple of plastic tubs. If I knew how to quilt, I could make a nice looking quilt. Probably 3 or 4 of them. Okay, so you do that, and then you go back here, and you cut this inside out without cutting your vinyl, and then we will do our pocket part. Okay, so now you want to take one of your pocket lining pieces. Where's my tape? And your double-sided tape, I'm using 1/4 inch. That's my favorite to use. Down there, pull that off, and then you want to take your number 3 zipper, and I usually cut mine longer than what the pocket is because I put the edge there. Okay, let's cooperate here. My hands are sticking to the fabric. I put this edge butted up with this edge of the fabric, and then I try to have it hanging over just a little bit, and I am going to sew up the edge of that So my zipper pull doesn't sneak off of there. There. So I pull mine all the way up to that string. Okay, we got this attached. Zipper's right side up, fabric's right side up. We are going to stitch at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Now this is my way of doing it. She's doing her pockets, her zipper pockets without an overlay. She's doing hers with a facing. So it's a little bit different. So you can do it either the way of the pattern or you can do it this way. I prefer this way because I can't do the regular interior pockets with the, yeah. If you've watched any of my other videos before, I usually always put an overlay on them because I just can't get that right. Okay. Okay, you're going to take this piece and you want to run some tape across the top of this one. Pull the paper off. Then you want to take your zipper, the wrong side, and you want the wrong side of the zipper facing the right side of your lining pocket piece. Stuff is sticky. I didn't think I got the hyper stick, but maybe she sent it to me anyhow because she's used to me getting that. Okay. So it'll look like this when you get it done. The zipper will be there, and the outsides will be like that, and the insides will be under. Okay? We're going to sew at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Okay, so we're going to start up here, and we're going to sew at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance all the way around. Now for this part, I'm going to turn my stitch down just a little bit. So I'm going to start right, can you see that? There, I'm going to start right there. Turn my stitch down to 4.25. Put my needle down. Tack one, sometimes you have to hand crank right around there. Okay, so I'm seeing this, and sometimes you have to pull this up and realign it as you're sewing. I'm going to back tack here, one. I'm going to lift my foot up, and I'm going to push my zipper pull and lift this up, and I'm going to push my zipper pull through that hole if I can. It's a lot easier with a number 5 zipper. And hold your fingers down on that. There. That's what the tweezers are for. Okay. Push that through there. Watch your fingers. Don't sew your fingers. Okay, so that's there. Now, if you didn't sew this, if you didn't tack that zipper together here at the end, you will have to hold that down with your fingers so the teeth stay together. Turn. Back tack. Go. And then you want to pull those through, cut them off, and burn them. Pull them through the back, pull the threads through the back, cut them off, tie them, cut them off, and burn them. And that is your zipper overlay. You also want to pull this down, and this is going to be a little bit longer than what it's going to be uneven since we did the zipper overlay. So what I usually do is I usually just go ahead and trim that off. So it's even. Then I will fold this up. Fold this side. That like that. Fold that like that. So here, flip that like that. So here at 3/8 of an inch. So here at 3/8 of an inch. And then once you get that sewed, you can go to your iron and press these out, but you want to keep that open, okay? So that's how you do that. Okay, so we have our zipper pocket made on our lining. So now we're going to do a foam pocket. Well, not a foam pocket, it's a regular slip pocket. So what I'm going to do, what I did was I cut this 9 inches wide and 13 inches long. Then I interfaced it with fusible fleece because I want it padded a little bit because my phone's going to be in it. So it's just a regular slip pocket. It's nothing fancy. So I fold it in half, just like that, right sides together. And I'm going to sew this little bit right here to that red line. And then I'm going to start again at this red line here and go the rest of the way around. That will leave that much, like 3.5 inches, so I can turn it. Okay. Actually, I'm going to do just backwards. And I'm going to sew it on my domestic. And I'm going to sew it at 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. And I can give you the measurements because this is not in the pattern. This is something that I am doing. My version. Because I don't care for that phone pocket. I don't know why, I just don't like it. I made it on one of the bags and it was okay to do. There was nothing difficult about it, I just didn't care for it. Trying to keep things simple. And I did cut my fusible fleece out of my seam allowance too. That way it cuts down on the bulk and it makes it easier for my machine. Although my Janome doesn't usually struggle that much with thickness unless it gets ridiculously thick. Ooh! You know what I did? I went over that. Duh! Gotta take that out. I'm just going to go over this to back stitch it to make it secure. There we go. Pull this out. There. Now we're going to turn this. Well, I'm going to clip those ends. I'm going to round the ends. Clip the extra off. Okay, so you want to pull this through here, turn it right side out. So I'm going to take this over to my ironing board and give it a press really quick. Okay, I got it all pressed. It's going to look like that. This is going to be the front. I'm going to top stitch around here. I think I'm going to put 2 lines of top stitching. And this will close up when I attach the pocket. I'm going to take our other pocket, we'll lay it on our table, or our workstation, whatever. Take your pocket, fold it in half, find your center. Kind of finger press it to give it a little crease. Then we already got our centers here. So we are going to grab this. Don't really want to make a line with my air erase pen because it'll go away. And make a line here. And make a line here. And I'm going to measure down 2 inches. And I'm going to put my pocket there. So if I pull this down, it's lined up at the top, 2 inches. That way, there, set that there. And I'm going to put my pocket with the center right there. Oops, nope. Glad I caught that before I did it. It would have been upside down and backwards. Okay, line it up like that. It's 2 inches. Now I'm going to grab some pins. I'm going to pin it on there. Another one in there somewhere. Yes. Okay. All right. Then we are going to stitch across here. And then it's going to go there. Don't want it centered, I want it off center. Let's hope that stays. It is 7 3/4 in case I lose my line. Okay. And when you start this, you want to start just a teeny weeny bit above the pocket because you want to tack it down really good so it doesn't pull off. So just above the pocket and then back stitch. I'm going to do 2 times around here. So I'm going very, very close to the edge right now. I'm going like a 1/16 of an inch away from the edge. And then I'll do an 1/8 of an inch. Come off the pocket, 1 stitch, and then back. Okay, got that. Take our pins out, and then we'll go around it again. Pins out. Shin sounds kind of clunky. It probably needs cleaned again. Okay, turn it. Okay, so now we are going to, where's my line? Oh, there it is, I can see it. We're going to go straight down here. Straight down that line. And there is your pocket. And my phone fits in there nice and snug. So now we are going to do the gussets. So you want to take your gusset. You want to make sure that you have all of your centers. You want to put right sides together. You want your zipper pocket piece facing up and your gusset facing down. You want to match your centers because this one should already have this big piece here. The lining piece should already have your center notches on it. You want to put a clip here and then one on each end. Here and here. Then you're going to take this end over here and you're going to bring it around and you are going to, I like to clip here so it stays in place. Then you're going to start here and then you just want to continue all the way around. If everything's cut right, it should fit. Go around your corner, kind of pull it out like that. Match your edges up. Oh, my new walk clips are really nice. Just want to put one in there. Just match your edges up. Alright, see, they're all matched up. And we'll do the same here. You want to take this piece, lay it flat up here, and clip it right there. Match those corners, clip it there, and just continue to go all the way around. You can use pins if you want, or you can use staples. I haven't used pins in, wow, a long time. Ever since I was introduced to clips, I haven't used pins. Well, today you saw me because there's no way to use a clip on that, but on my edges like this. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of clips. It's going to be a lot of clips. Okay, so it should look like that. And we are going to sew this. Okay. Let's get this puppy going. Move some things around, but that's okay. You don't want to get any wrinkles or bubbles or... If you need to use a stiletto, you can. Some people find that easier. Try and get the pocket out of the way because it is like right down there. Pull it out. That one together. You can do the other side on your own. And then what you want to do is if you have pinking shears, you want to grab those and you want to cut around the edge. But you do not, yeah, I would only suggest cutting like 1/8 of an inch off of there. You don't want to get in that seam allowance. If you don't have pinking shears, I'll show you what you can do. You can just clip like this, and you only have to do it around the corners. But you want to trim down your seam allowance. Okay? Pinking shears just help a lot on the seam allowance, and it helps on the, definitely helps on the corners. It might take a little bit longer to cut with the pinking shears. Mine are really tough. I'm gonna have to get some new ones or something. Have somebody look at them. I don't know if they sharpen pinking shears or not. I wonder if Tula Pink makes pinking shears. I'm going to have to check that out. Okay, so once you do that, then I would put this on the ironing board. If you have an ironing board, you could put it on the corner there, that corner that sticks out, that rounded corner, and press it really nice. So that's how it will look. So you can do the other side on your own. I'm going to do the other side off camera. And make sure to leave a 5 to 6 inch hole at the bottom of your lining when you sew it, okay? You just not see that. Okay. First thing you want to do is put your zipper pull on. Then you want to secure your end by stitching across there back and forth a couple times. Set that aside. I'm setting it that way because that's the way I am going to be working on it first. Take your 2 exterior zipper facings. You want them face up. Your 2 zipper lining pieces face down. You want to line them up, measure 1/2 inch, draw a line, 1/2 inch, draw a line. Then you're going to go over here, and you are going on the long side of it, you're going to measure 3/8 of an inch, and you're going to connect those 2 lines. 3/8 of an inch, and connect the 2 lines. And why is that all? Whoops, connect the 2 lines. Okay, so you got that. Set that aside. You're going to take these exterior zipper pieces. You want to line them up. Take your chalk. And make a line across there on the exterior part of it, the right side of it. Go to the other end. do that. Okay? So then you're going to take one of these. Measure about a 1/2 inch. She says 1/2 inch. I don't think that's right, but okay. You want to pull your zipper apart. Then you want to take your zipper and pull it all the way down to that end. Okay, now I need to stop and I need to look at the pattern. Okay, then we're going to take some tape. We're going to put it in between these two lines. So you want to start there to there. Cut that little bit off. Okay. And you're going to pull that off, pull the paper off. You can't fold it down like that. Unless you're going to fold it down like that. You're going to fold it down like that. Okay. So you want to fold it down like that. Take it and kind of fold it down to that line. And I would clip it. This is a struggle. And we're going to baste at an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance all the way down there. And I don't know what that sticky stuff is, but it's not tape. It was on there when, oh well. Okay, we're going to sew in between those lines, baste in between those lines. I think I'm on the struggle bus. So you're going to want to start like right just past that zipper, and you're going to want to back tack. You're going to stop at that line. Or just before it. Just a hair before it. And back tack. Okay. Cut that. Cut this. Grab your other piece of your she said to tape again. That's an awful lot of tape. I'm clipping. I am clipping. Okay, so we are going to sew. See, I didn't bend that down enough. We are going to sew here and here, and yeah, that's going to be right at the edge of that. And you're not basting, you're sewing this time. Here and here, not at the bottom. And you're going to back tack. You can pivot. And you're going to want your foot. You're going to want to use a zipper foot or a narrow foot, because you're going to want your foot to be riding right up against the zipper tape. Oh, just turn down. Okay. So this is going to be turned down, and this is going to be turned down. That's going to be turned down. That's going to be turned down. Let's see what happens. Don't know. It's gonna be on. These two are gonna go like this. Against each other. Pull these out. What do you think? Let's see. Top stitch and see what happens. Where are we gonna start? Let's start here. Top stitch. See what happens. Maybe it's just odd because it's the first time of me doing it like this. Okay, I'm gonna pull my threads through and burn them later. Okay, so that's the first side. It's kind of wonky right there. Okay, so let's try the next side. So the next one will go where it is. Here, put tape in the center. And it's been a while since I've done a recessed zipper. Okay. Put our tape. And then I'm thinking we do this, half an inch over. I do not. Okay, we're going to try this. We're going to baste. Okay, we're inside the lines. Okay. I feel like I'm a beginner sewer. And I'm not. Hmm. Finger out of the way. And trim that down. Trim that down. Like this. Looks a little better than the other one. It is what it is. Okay. This folded down. To there. I want this folded down to here. Go to turn your... Okay, I got that clipped. I don't know about this. I'm not happy with that. I wish I would have done it. Too bad, man. Okay. This is going to be this one looks better, minus that bumping out. This is, don't know what's going on with that. I didn't fold it right. Sorry. Okay. So, there's the zipper overlay. Doesn't look too bad when it's closed. And then we'll put a tail on it, well, it's zipper end at the end. So I'm going to tie these off and burn them, pull them through, tie them off and burn them. And then we will attach this. There it is. Okay, so we're going to sew these at the seam allowance she gives in the pattern. And you do want a back stitch. Turn the machine on. And just follow the way that the piece is cut. Now we're going to clip the bottom in I'm going to clip the bottom just like that. You want to follow that the way that it's cut. Clip about 1/8 of an inch off, and then you want to kind of veer off because you want the rest of that. Does that make sense? Clip 1/8 of an inch off, and when you get to that curve, veer in and then veer off. So then we want to do some top stitching. You're going to open this up. You're going to pull your seams out. You can finger press them if you want. You can tape that down, but you want to make sure that it stays open like this when you top stitch it. And you top stitch according to the seam allowance she gives you in the pattern, which I'll give you a hint, it's the basic top stitching seam allowance. You've been sewing for a while, you should know what that is. Come across this way. This way. So it should look like that. Okay. I'll do the other side. So this video will be in 2 parts. I have decided. All right, then we are going to put this on the bag. So what you want to do is you want to, if you turned your bag right side out to see what it looked like, you want to turn it back inside out. So you should have notches cut for your centers here. And you are going to, I need to check the pattern to see how this is going to fit on there. Make sure your D-rings are pushed down. Okay, that side did it. Maybe it's just the way it's flopping around. That's not right. That much. Okay, let's see if I can put this up here. So I'm not quite sure what happened, but I had to cut some of that top facing off because it was way too big. It would not fit in here. So I did that, and then what I did is you take the longer piece of the facing, and that is what gets clipped here. You want to stick it in there, right side together, like that. Your right side is facing the right side of the bag. And then you want to match up these center pieces on the bag with the center pieces that are marked on the gusset, or the seam that's on the gusset. And then you want to come around here and make sure that you kind of square it off or whatever. So it's like I just had to cut some down. I cut about 1/2 inch off of my facing. I don't know if my pattern is wrong when it printed out or what. I did print it here at my house because I have it fixed now. The printer is fixed now. So that, it's in there. I've got 1,001 clips on there. So now we are going to sew around the top at the seam allowance she gives in the bag. In the pattern, sorry. Let's see, where's my sewing? Okay. I'm going to sew on the inside of the bag at the seam allowance that she says to do. And I need to turn that down. I am not going to backstitch. I'm going to go very slowly. Get that caught on here. There. Can you see what I'm doing? I hope. Oh, for a cylinder arm machine. I don't think that will ever happen in my lifetime. Unless I meet my millionaire. Oh, wow. Mm-mm-mm. Pretty. Gravy. And you are not going to trim this down either. You aren't going to trim the seam allowance down at all. And you'll see why. Holy cow. Bring this around here. There we go. Okay. So I am going to all right. So we got all kinds of threads here. Take 2 on one side and 2 on the other. Ah. Come on. All right. Okay. Alrighty. So now, do not trim this off. Now we're going to turn the bag. Correct. Turn the bag. Okay, so now we're going to work on the gusset. You should have already found the centers of your gusset by folding just the gusset in half and then clipping. And then you should have already found the center, the front center and the back center of this facing. So I want my pull to be opening left to right. So I'm going to lay it on here and I'm going to open this up all the way to my end there. I put a little clip at the end so it doesn't come off. And you want to take this and you're going to turn it like that. And it is going to twist over here. And you want to match up those two notches. Get my clips. Match up that knot. Whoop. I'm just going to put a couple of clips on there. So it doesn't fall. Okay. Then you want to turn this around. And yes, when you do this, this end here is going to kind of look twisty, but that's okay. Then you want to take this piece, bring it over here, and match up these notches. And then you can finish clipping it on. And then you want to baste. Baste right on this stitch right here. I'm going to baste it here. Okay? So go ahead and do that. And then we will come back and put the lining on. Okay, so you should have your gusset, your zipper gusset facing down like this. Your bag should be right side out. The lining should be inside out. Wrong side out, sorry. The lining should be wrong side out. You want to determine right now where you want your zipper pocket, if you want it in the front or in the back. I'm having mine in the back, and my slip pocket will be in the front. Then you want to push your bag through this hole of the lining. So put your bag inside the lining, and then push the bottom through the hole in the lining like this, and gently pull the lining up. It might take a while, and go slowly so you don't rip anything. You should already have had your centers determined on your lining, so if you haven't done that, you need to do that. Your front and back centers and your side centers, but you should have already had them on there. You want to pull that all the way up. It's going to look kind of funky. It's going to look like it doesn't fit. Then you want to take your notches and match them with the notches on the gusset. Oh, shoot. On the side, you want to match those notches. And then your seam where your gusset is should be just butted up to the end of the gusset. Like that. Should not be on the gusset. It should be just butted up to the gusset. The zipper gusset. That makes sense. Okay. And that's how all of the gusset seams are going to match. They're going to be butted up to the, ooh, this is going to fit perfectly. Woo-hoo, woo-hoo. I'm always happy when my lining fits my bag. It's always a happy day. Thinking I might not need so many clips. This fits kind of perfect. I'm glad I cut that the top facing down, or it would have been all, I would have had a difficult time. Okay. So now, am I going to sew this on my industrial? Or am I going to sew? I think I'm going to sew it my industrial. I will sew it inside out. You want to sew it at the seam allowance that she gives in the pattern. Go slow so everything matches up and nothing slides around. And then we will get to turn the bag. Yay! Okay, we're going to go over to the... I'm going to stop this so I can move the camera. So what I have done is I put white bobbin thread in here because my lining piece, my lining is white and it's going to be at the bottom, so I want my bobbin thread to be there. I'm going to start in the center of the back of the bag, right by that notch, and I'm going to sew it at the seam allowance that she says in the pattern. I am going to back stitch since this is not going to be seen. Ooh, it's snowing outside. Yippee! That was a sarcastic yippee. Going to go slow because would say the only thing I struggled with on this bag was that zipper gusset. The next time I make one of these, I will make the zipper gusset the way I'm used to making it. It'll come out a lot nicer looking, and I think it'll be a lot easier for me to do. I just wanted to try to see what it was like, so, and I found out. This bag is very in-depth. I would say this is an intermediate to advanced pattern. But if you're a confident beginner, you may be able to pull it off. Make sure you do know how to do a zipper gusset though. Or a recessed zipper is what it's called. Which I think I did a recessed zipper on probably my 5th bag that I made, maybe 6th. Okay, so it should look like that, all sewn on there. Now we are going to pull it through. Whoop. I think I'm going to do a video on my, a separate video on my zipper overlays and my hidden connectors. Actually, the hidden connectors are something that I learned from Amy Lynne Designs. So, but I'm going to email her and ask her if I can put it on my YouTube. If I can. Yeah, on my YouTube page. So, because I really like those. So you should still have this here. What you're gonna do is you are gonna push this down through there. And see, when you push that down, this untwists itself. Or at least mine did. Push that down through there. Pull that up so it's taut. And this will go down in here. Is that what we're going to do? The bottom of the lining. So reach in there, pull your lining out. It might be a little bit difficult. Pull it out through the zipper pocket. Then you want to take it, put your fingers on each side, and pull it taut, but don't pull it forcefully. And you want to clip the ends. And we're going to sew that at like 1/8 of an inch seam allowance, or you can serge it closed if you want. Or you can do the blind, I think it's called the blind hem. Blind stitch, something like that. I don't know how to do that, so I haven't learned that. I should have for as long as I've been sewing, but. And then you just sew across there and push it back in the zipper hole. Okay? I'm gonna bring you closer so you can see what I'm doing. And I don't care if I got brown, white, purple, green thread. This is gonna be inside the bag. Excuse me. Hope I'm not getting sick. Oh, my end. There we go. And you do one back stitch. Sometimes these bags get so big you just don't, no matter how big your table is, you don't have enough room. I need to have my son make me a table extension or something. And I am thinking about moving a lot of this stuff out into the dining room. And just getting rid of my dining room table because I don't use it anymore. All the family dinners are done at my kids' house, so I don't have to worry about that. All I have to do is cook and take a dish with me. Okay, so you push that back down. Get that pushed in there. Then you want to take your pocket piece and pull it out. Oops, sorry. Take your pocket piece, pull it out through that zipper hole. And you want to clip that together. And it should already be folded for you if you ironed your zipper pocket when you did your overlay. Clip that all the way across. And then sew across there at an 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch seam allowance. You want to make sure you back stitch. Push that down in there. Close your zipper now if you want on the pocket. And make sure you push your lining down in there. Okay. should look like that right now. It should look like that. And what you're going to do is you're going to fold this down in there. Make sure your zipper's hanging inside. And you can feel where this, if you pull this up, let me see. You want to pull it up so it looks like that. You'll feel the part of the seam allowance, and you want the seam allowance to be going up. And then you want to wrap this around there so you have a ridge going all the way around. And then you want to clip it, because that's where you're going to top stitch, is on that ridge. Does that make sense? Let's see if I can get this. I'm using my big clips. So it looks like that all the way around. And then we will top stitch. So go ahead and do that, and then we'll come back and top. Sorry, my machine wasn't on. My video wasn't on. It turned off. Okay, so what I was saying is you should have an 1/8 of an inch ridge from turning that over. From turning it over the seam allowance. I am sewing mine on the top of the bag because I hope you can see this. It's kind of dark. There. I'm sewing it on the top of the bag, and I'm writing an 1/8 of an inch above that seam. Okay? And I'm going very slow because I'm not used to sewing on the top of the bag. I got my stitch, top stitch, I got my stitch length set at 5, little above 5. When you stop, you want to keep the needle down so you don't lose your stuff. This corner's going to be a witch. Okay, let's see if I can. Go very slow. Try and get that D-ring out of the way if I can. You ladies that have a cylinder machine can really whip this thing up. D-rings in the way. All right, let's see. The straight part's fine. Okay, whew. That was a workout. Now for you gals that are gonna use grommets for your instead of D-rings to attach your straps, after you do this part, I believe you do the grommets, but you'll want to check the pattern because I didn't pay attention to that because I'm not doing grommets. Come around the home stretch. Whew. This isn't, well, this is just nerve-wracking. It's not really difficult, it's just nerve-wracking, time-consuming because you gotta go slow. Okay, I'm trying to squish this down. Yeah, I don't know, my domestic, I'm not so sure it would have handled around those. Push that back as we come around the curve here. This is taking me 5 minutes. Okay. Whew. I did it. Okay. So, that is what it should look like. Okay, so this is the finished bag. I went ahead and I put my zipper end on right here, my metal zipper end, and then I also put my strap ends on right there. And then I put the the crossbody strap on. So I will say I love this bag. I really do like it a lot. It's very pretty. I'm glad I chose the fabrics that I chose. It fits good on me, if you can see. It has 2 front zipper pockets here on the side, and I'm thinking if this gusset was a little bit wider, you may be able to use this as a concealed carry. Keep that in mind. Then you have the recessed zipper. With a nice tight lining inside. You pull up this flap and you can see the slip pockets that I put there for my phone and whatever else I need. And then you turn it over this way and flip that up and you can see the zip pocket with the zipper overlay. See, that just fits, that lining fit in there really nice. I really like that. I want to thank Chris W Designs for letting me do this video, this tutorial. This is a very well written pattern. It's very in-depth. There are a lot of steps. I had some learning on here that was good for me, like these zippers. I've never done a bag with side zippers like this. Let's see, the gussets were different, but I do like these gussets. What else? Oh, her technique for the for the recessed zipper, I would do different next time. I would do it the way that I know how to do it instead of the way that it was a little bit complicated. Maybe if I work on it a couple times, I can get it down pat, but that part was a little bit complicated. But I really do like this pattern. This, I'm sorry, this is in 2 different parts because my video editor only lets me go 2 hours and then I have to do another video, so that's why it's in 2 parts. Hopefully the second part is a lot shorter than the first part. I know the first part is 1:55, and I think this one is going to be just under an hour. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Happy New Year, happy 2025. I hope you all have a blessed New Year. I hope you get everything you want and God is good to you in this new year, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.